Morning, Bizzers. So today I want to talk to you about time. So I just did a TikTok. So if you want to see it, go check it out. I also posted it in this group, so it should be in the featured section. If you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. But today I want to talk about time, right? And where you're spending your time. And I know we talk about analytics and data and all this stuff kind of often. There's all sorts of turtles. But today I want to talk about what it has to do with where you spend your time. So this particular TikTok that I just did is, you may have heard the sound before. It's what's your favorite drink, what's your favorite food, what's your guilty pleasure, and what's your favorite dessert. And the idea of the sound is that the first three should have basically the same answer. The last one should have a different answer. And so mine was, what platform sends you the most new people? YouTube. What platform gets you the most sales? YouTube. What platform, I can't remember what the third question was I asked. Go watch it to see. And then the fourth question was, where do you spend most of your time? Facebook. So, if YouTube is what sends me the most traffic to my website, sends me the most new people, and sends me the most purchase conversion, those were the three questions, by the way, why am I spending more time on Facebook than on YouTube? And so that made me want to talk to you guys about the same problem. What are you spending time on that is not converting for you? And what should you be spending time on because it is converting for you? Those are the questions that I want you to answer today. I want you to think to yourself, is this a case of what you're doing? So for example, if you're spending time on constant social media posting and you're not making sales from it, what can you do that will actually make sales that maybe you should be investing your time in instead? Or if you are, I don't know, making bunches of YouTube videos and nobody is watching them and nobody is interested in what you're saying, maybe you should be doing something else, right? I don't know what your thing is. Now, one question I do want to ask yourself when you start thinking about this is one of the places that you're spending time doing something for your business that may not necessarily be exactly sales? So for me, I spend a lot of time on Facebook. And the reason is because it's the place where I can connect with people. And so that is why I'm there. So there is a solid purpose for that location and why I'm doing that. And my Facebook leads people to my YouTube. So if the answer is the reason you're spending so much time somewhere is because it actually does get you some kind of conversion and you can see that, like I can look at the stats and see that people go to YouTube from Facebook. So I know that that's working. Now, if I couldn't see that in the stats, you're not allowed to just think that or feel that. You have to know that, okay? But I want you to think about where you're spending your time and think about if that's the right place to be spending your time. That's what I want you to do today, guys. I want you to think about your time. If you aren't sure, so maybe you think that it's a certain thing, but you can't prove it. If you sat down on a call with me and I wanted you to prove to me what you're saying or what you're thinking, could you do it? And if the answer is you couldn't, if I wouldn't accept what you're saying, then it's not good enough, okay? So I want you to find a way to quantify this. And so one thing that I've shown you guys before, and I can't show it to you right now because I'm at the lake and I'm not at my house, is the idea of taking a jar and every time you do something in your business, writing a little note. I use sticky notes. Of course, you guys know I love sticky notes. Writing a little note and crumpling it up and putting it in that jar. And at the end of the week, I want you to look and see how many things you've done. Now, what I do for mine is every type of task has a different color. So, for example, community for me is pink. Doing stuff with my VAs is green. Actually, I don't think that's correct. Anyways, whatever the colors are. I have one that's generic, just tasks that don't really count for anything. I'm actually about to change this a little bit by adding one that is for personal, personal time, because that's a problem for me. I don't give myself enough time for myself. And so then at the end of the week, I can look at my jar and I can go, okay, I spent a lot of time this week on whatever. And is that what I want my business to be? And so that's really the ultimate question here. Recently, someone asked me, Elise, what is your goal for your business? And I think most of us have some idea of a monetary goal. even if it's completely ridiculous, either too low or too high. But she was like, no, I want to know how many days a week are you going to work? How many hours a day are you going to work? What are you going to do during those hours? What tasks will you be managing? What tasks will someone else be managing? What is your ultimate goal here? And then she said, now that we figured this out, I want you to look at what you're doing every day and decide if that is going to meet that goal for you, or what you need to do to change it to meet that goal. So this goes back to time, right? If I tell you I want to work just 3 days a week and I don't want to work any more than 10 hours a day on those 3 days a week, and I'm currently working 7 days a week, like 15 hours a day, what are you going to do to change that? Can you start taking steps now? One of the reasons this is important is because one of the reasons that you might be so drained and worn out is because you're not doing what you told yourself you were going to do. I'm going to say that again. One of the reasons you may be discouraged, you may be worn out, you may be overwhelmed, is because you're not doing what you told yourself you were going to do. So fix it. I had a crisis last week where I realized I am working way too much, way more than I'm willing to work, but I'm doing it anyways. And I was looking at my schedule and I planned out the rest of the year of what I needed to get done every week so that I could share it with my VAs, so that they would know what days I had more free and when I would actually be able to connect with them. And I looked at it and I had a crisis. And I was like, I cannot live the next year like this. Like, this is not what I want for my life. This is 100% not what I'm looking for. And so a friend of mine said to me, Elise, is there anything you can do about it? Or if you can't do anything about it now, do you have a thought in your mind of what could be different? Or do you even think it can be different? And if you don't think it can be different, then you need to leave room for your brain to look for how can this be different. And within 24 hours, my brain went, yes, you can change this. And I changed it. And now I am scheduled with calls and other things 3 days a week. That doesn't mean I won't work more days than that, but the stuff that I absolutely have to be at fits on 3 days a week. And I mean, let's be real, I'm probably going to still work 5 or 7 days a week, but at least I don't have stuff that I am required to attend. So if I wanted to, I could just say, I'm working these 3 days this week and I'm not working the rest of the days. Get over it. That's what I want for you, not the 3 days a week thing. Whatever your goal is, whatever it is that you want, however many hours you're willing to work, I want you to ask your brain, is there a way for me to make this happen now? And that may be just reorganizing your schedule, like I had to do. It may be hiring VAs and staff. It may be deciding you're not going to do some stuff. So for my schedule, I actually also decided I wasn't going to do some of the things that I've been doing. Just not going to. So you have to decide what works best for you. That is the goal of this talk today. I want you to think about your time, how you're spending it, and if that is getting you towards your ultimate goal. And if you can't answer those questions, or if you don't like the answers, ask your own brain. Brain, help me figure out how to change this. You can also post in the MS Bizzers Facebook group. That's my Facebook group. And if you tag me, Elise Michelle, I will be happy to help you. And we can brainstorm it together. I love you guys to bits. Don't forget to comment #live, #replay. One final thing. The YouTube launch party is normally $97. And I did a $50 Friday this past Friday to get it for $50. And I have had so many of you asking me about joining this. No one has signed up. Not one person. I cut the price basically in half, $50 instead of $97, and not a single person has signed up. And I have personally talked to several of you. So, if you want to come to the YouTube launch party, if you want me to keep offering that as a service where I help you set up your YouTube channel, you need to get in on this deal. Because if no one buys it, I'm not going to do it again. I'll just make you all pay $97. That's not meant to be mean, but I'm trying to help you guys. I'm listening to what you're telling me, and you're telling me, Elise, I don't have the $97. Is there anything you can do for me? I gave you a sale, and you didn't buy it. The date for the next YouTube launch party is April the 26th, if that's a Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. The deal that ends today, I may extend it to tomorrow, depending upon how I hear back from you. I know I had a few people who were trying to scrounge together the $50. The deal is at myscheduledbiz.com/Friday. The regular page to go and get the YouTube launch party is myscheduledbiz.com/YouTube. So if you've missed the sale, you can still sign up for it. You just have to go there instead. So I hope to hear back from you guys. I really kind of need an explanation as to why you haven't signed up. Is the date not good? Tell me what's going on. That, guys, was my call to action. We talked about that yesterday, or, well, Friday. And you should be doing a call to action on every single one of your pieces of content, whether video, posting, blogs, anything that you're doing should have a call to action. I just love you guys to bits. I am so glad we get to live our dreams together every single day, which means business and life. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.